Today I will explain you the process of typecasting in Python. So we'll see what is typecasting. Typecasting is a process of converting of converting a variable data type to another data type based on the required operation. That means if I want to convert an integer to a string, or string to integer, or string to a float, or float to a string, we can go for typecasting. Now we have some types of typecasting. Coming to the types of typecasting, we have one implicit type conversion. Implicit type conversion. Second one is explicit type conversion. Now, what is implicit? We'll see implicit typecasting. Okay, let me write here only. Implicit type conversion is the process of converting a variable data type into another data type automatically. Now this has been done automatically. We are not going to use any extra functions for typecasting. So we'll see an example for this. If I take a variable called a equal to 10, okay, and I want to print the a value, so I can put a equal to in double quotes, comma, the variable name. Then I want to go for the type of that particular data type. Okay, so the type function is used to display the data type of a particular variable. Since we don't write any data type here, we're directly using the variable based on the value whatever you have assigned. The data type is assigned for this particular variable. Suppose I give 10, 10 is an integer, right? So we are expecting our data type for a is 10. Just run this. So you can see a equal to 10 and class is of integer category. Okay, now if I go for b equal to some 2.4, then print b equal to in the value. Then if you want to find out the data type of this, you can go for type of b. Just run this. So you can see b is 2.4 and this is a float. Now if I want to add these two, 10 and 2.4, I'll take c equal to a plus b. Okay, then I will print everything now. Like a equal to, then print type of a, then print b equal to, then print its type also, then print c equal to, then print type of c. Now just observe what is the type and how automatically it is converted. Now a is 10, which is integer, b is 2.4, it is a float, and when you add a integer and float, by default the float value is stored to c. So this is called as automatic type conversion or implicit type conversion, where I'm not going to use any extra functions for typecasting. So automatically the c value has become float. Okay, so why can't integer? Because generally we need to see that the data loss should not happen. So if it would have been an integer as a final answer for c, then 0.4 was truncated. Okay, only you would have got the answer as 12, but the 0.4 is a data loss. Okay, so that's why including the fractional part it has been storing, and automatically the type is for C is float, even though you add one integer and one float. Okay, now this is a process of implicit typecasting. You are not using any extra function, but automatically a data type is assigned. The final data type is assigned to a particular variable. Okay, now coming to the second one, explicit typecasting. We'll see. Okay, now in this method, we need to use these functions for converting a variable data type into another data type. So we need the extra functions. So what are the functions we'll see? Now one is int function. This method is used to convert a string and float to an integer value. If I go for float, this method is used to convert an int or string to a float value. Okay. Then str function is there. This method, or we call it as function, okay, is used to convert an int or float to a string value. Okay, now these three are used for explicit typecasting or explicit type conversion, where we need to apply this one, and externally we need to convert from one data type to the another data type. So now we'll see the example. If I go for convert int to float, okay, converting into float. Suppose if I take x equal to some 10, then I will print the x value. Okay, then print the type of x. So if you go for one more bracket, you need to put here. If you go for 10, it's an integer, right? Now here what I will do is I just go for x1 equal to, now I need to convert integer float, so we have a float function, right? Float of, you put that x variable. Now you print the x1, then print its type also, type of x1. Now just execute this. You can see x is 10, now it is becoming 10.5. So here if you want, you can write x1 equal to, okay, x1 equal to 10.0. Okay, so now this 10 value has become a float, and then you can put into some mathematical expression, right? Now I want to convert string to float. Now when I say string, you can't say that the alphabets or the characters can be converted to a float. No. If a number is put into a double quotes or a single quote, it is becoming a string that we can convert into float. Okay. So if I take x2 equal to, I put something called 23. Okay. Then I want to print that x2 value, then print its type also. Okay, just check first what is the type. It's 2. Just execute this. I can say 23 is of str type. Okay, if you want, you can put here x2. 23 is of string type, but I want to convert into a float. So here you can put like x3 equal to, so again same function, float of x2 you want to convert, so you put x2 as a parameter. Print x3 equal to x3, and print its type of x3. Just execute this one. Now I can see x2 was a string because you put in double quotes. Now it is converted into float where zero point 0 also you can see, and it's a float type. Now then this particular number can be put into some expression, because I can't add an integer with a string or float with a string. Okay, let's suppose I will show you that one also. If you can see x is 10, right, and x2 is 23, I want to add x and x2. We'll see whether it works or not. I take some x6 equal to x plus x2. Okay, now you can see x is 10 value, x2 is 23. Will it add? We'll just print. I am expecting some error here. Now you can see unsupported operands, integer and string cannot be working with the concatenation operator. Addition cannot be done. Okay, so that's the reason. What you can do here is you need to convert this 23 into either integer or float. So you can see x3 is converted into float, right? So I'll just put here, instead of x2 I'll put here x3, then execute. Now can you see we got 23 plus 10, 33. Okay, now this is the purpose of typecasting, right? Now we have seen int to float and we have seen string to float. Now we go for the other category. Can I convert a float to integer? So I'm taking y equal to some float value like 3.4, then print of the y value, then print its type, then execute this one. You got 3.4 as a float, but I want to convert this to an integer, right? So I go for y1 equal to, we have int function, right? Int of, you put the y variable what you want to convert, then print of y1 equal to y, then print the type also. After conversion you need to know what type it is, just print. So you can see here I need to print y, no, y1, sorry. Now you can see y is 3.4. Okay, now y1 you are converting to integers. You can see that 0.4 is removed. Okay, so the fractional part is removed whenever you are converting a float value to a integer value. Okay, in some applications we need to convert the float value to an integer, then you can go for int function for converting float into integer. Okay, now convert string to int. String to int. Now I'll take some y2 equal to, I'm taking some 40y, 45 as a string. Then I'll print this y2 equal to, then print its type also, type of y2, and we'll see what its type. You can see it's a 45 is a str. Okay, because you put in double quotes, but I want to convert in integer. Then you can go for, let's say y3 equal to, again the same, int of y2, then print y3 equal to, then print of type of y3. Then you just check out. You can see now the 45 is becoming an integer. Okay, because I cannot put an expression with a string concatenated with a number. Okay, so you get the Already I was showing some error here. Same thing you will get. Now, the third category, convert int to string. Now I'll take some z1 equal to some 34. Okay. Then print z1 equal to z1 you print, and you print the type also. Type of z1. Okay. Just execute this. Because z1 is 34 and is an integer. But I want to convert it into a string, right? So here you can take z2 equal to str function is there, z1. Print z2 equal to z2. Then print the type of z2. Then execute this. I can see the int is converted into a string. Okay. Then similarly, I can convert float to string. Here I'm taking z3 equal to some 4.3 as a float. Then print z3 equal to, then print type of z3. Just execute this. I can see z3 is 4.3 is float. I want to convert into string. You can write here itself z4 equal to same str function of z3, which is a float. You can take. Then print z4 equal to, okay, then print type of z4. Okay, now we'll see. I can see the float is converted to a string now. 4.3 is a string. Now if you add this z4 4.3, which is a string, and integer, which is 34, we'll see what is an answer. I'll take z5 equal to, what is the first one? Is z2 and z4. z2, which is a string contained with z4. Okay. Now here z3, z2 is 34, then z4 is 4.3. So 38.3 is the expected answer. But when you concatenate two strings, you get 344.3. You'll see the answer. Okay, I have not printed here. Print z5 equal to, and if you want, you can print the type also and check why you're getting that answer. Now you got 344.3, but actually 34 plus 4.3. 34 plus 4.3, which is a string, no? Which this one 4.3. Actually, you need to get 38.3, but since both are strings, it gets concatenated. 34 is concatenated with 4.3. You're getting this one. This is wrong. So what you can do here, if you want again, you can convert some z6 equal to, you can make again z2, which is string, no, that you convert into z6. Then z7, you can make that float, no, float of z4. That means converting string to integer, converting string to float. Now you can add z8 equal to z6 plus z7. Then print z8 equal to z8. And print the type of z8. Similarly, if you want, you can go for this. Print z6 equal to z6, and print type of z6. then print Z7 equal to Z7 print type of Z7. Okay, just execute this. So one more bracket is missing for Z6. Let's execute this one. Now you got Z6 equal 34, which was converted as integer. Okay, we're converting now here. Z2 is converted it as integer. Z4 is converted to ZZ. So one is integer, one is float. So your answer is 38.3. Now this is correct. So you can convert string to integer, string to float. So as and when the requirement is there, you need to go for typecasting. Okay. So this is the process of typecasting in Python. So I hope I have given some input on what is typecasting and types of typecasting. Okay. If you like this video, do comment, subscribe and share it to your friends. Thank you.